go make something.
G'day! A while back on Facebook and Twitter I asked whether you'd be interested in seeing how I actually edit my videos, and overwhelmingly most of you said sure, why not? So I thought I'd give you just a quick rundown. I'm not going to go in depth because those that know how to edit a video already know how to edit a video. I'm just going to show you a little bit of my process. And the most important thing that you actually need when you're editing a video is, believe it or not, coffee. A lot of it. Oh, yep. So, I'm ready now. Anyway, I use a program called Cyberlink Power Director 15 Ultimate, and I use that in conjunction with Color Corrector and Audio Director. I also sometimes use Photo Director, but I normally edit all my photos and images in Corel. I don't always use that program. But together those programs make quite a powerful suite that it can start to add up buying those programs. But the average user on YouTube really only needs Power Director. It's not a high-end editor. It's not a low-end editor either. It's what they class as a prosumer level editor, but it's a prosumer level editor that can do quite a fair bit. As for hardware, my computer is 3 years old, so it's not a high-end computer. It's quad-core, 16 gigabyte of RAM. The only thing that it's really got is storage. It's got 4 terabytes of storage, plus there's 4 external hard drives connected to it, which is another 4 terabytes. So it's 8 terabytes of storage. I use dual monitors. This one is purely set up for preview, and this one is my main editing. Now, as for other hardware, I use X keys, which is a programmable keyboard. It means I can program each key to do something individually. I can also program it in layers. It's not a cheap unit, but it's not overly expensive either. Downside of it, out of the box it does absolutely nothing. You've got to program it. If you want to take the full advantage of it, you've got to know Visual Basics to actually make it talk to the programs and all the rest of it. If you want to do the basics like what I've got, then it is actually quite easy to set up and learn and how to use. Now I've only got mine doing the very basics, doing macros that you record, as in like the bottom layer of keys here is cut, copy and paste. As for doing it in the program, if you know your shortcut keys, then you can set it up to do various other things as well. So my joggle wheel is set up to do frame by frame, or if I go up a layer it will do a second by second. As you can see, it's my closing sequence, second by second. So I've got cut, copy, paste, undo, quick trim, import media to Power Director, zoom in, zoom out, home, end of sequence, delete or clear. Now depending on the layer I am in, if I'm on this layer it will leave a gap. If I am on this layer it will delete and move the whole sequence over. The shift key, trim window, mark in, mark out. Then I have home, beginning of clip, play, fast forward, end of sequence. These two buttons here change it to play clip or play movie, standard enter button. Next row opens Power Director, Audio Director, Color Corrector, Photo Director, Screen Recorder, unlink or link clips to audio, Picture-in-Picture Editor, Beat Detector, SVRT, and Snapshot. Then we have Open Task Manager. If I have a lockout or my computer locks up, I can quickly open up my Task Manager. And this opens up other programs to Instagram. This is my opens up Text Editor. These keys here are spare, except temporarily these two here, which is Desktop and Explorer. this opens up my email, but if I go there, it opens up my online email. Then FL Studio, Dreamweaver, Corel Draw, Corel Paint, Corel Capture, then Chrome, and then Google. It takes me straight to Google in Chrome, and then opens up my notepad. So my toggle wheel has internal and an external toggle wheel. They call it a jog wheel. So when I'm in my blue layer, I can fast forward or rewind frame by frame. Now it's getting very, very precise. When I switch it over to red layer, that internal changes to second by second, which is like 30 frames at a time. Fast forward or rewind. Now my external, I have that set to go straight home or end of sequence. And I can set it to do more, but it's a little bit fiddly to do, so I couldn't be bothered. I think that's about it for the keyboard. So here I am in Power Director, and I've already started my first rough cut. My audio track's larger than my video tracks because I go by the audio visual to see where I need to make my next cut. So what I normally do is I normally have a first rough cut, and that is just finding the scenes that I want. And then from that, I can fine-tune my scenes to cut out all the excess that I don't need from that rough cut. And then from that, I'll go through it one more time, maybe two more times, and trim up as much as I can. So I'm just using my toggle wheel to find the scene that I'm after. So if I go now frame by frame, and I'm guessing going just by the sound, the audio, I now just push my trim button, go over, change to a second, and I can make a cut there. And there's the bit I want. So from that bit there, and I can just quickly lower my volume level like that. And I'm guessing my next one is right here. And just use the toggle wheel to roughly there, and I'll play it. And I'll cut that. So that's the bit that I don't want. Now if I push clear, it'll just automatically move it in the spot. Again, I can now lower my volume. We can put that on there, and without using the toggle wheel, actually I will this, I'll just backtrack a bit. I'll cut that, and we'll delete that, and just lower my sound, and I'm guessing there, and there, and I can delete that one. Now on my layers, my clear button or delete button, if I'm in that red layer, it'll leave my gap. Now if I undo that, and if I change back to blue layer, it will delete and close up that gap. And again, just check my volume, lower my volume down to. Okay, so I've now got my first cut, my first rough cut, and I've got it down to about 18 minutes, which is still a little bit too long. So what I'll do now is I'll go through each clip and we'll try and get as much out of those clips as I can. Very first clip, and see how well I edited that. And it starts the cut in pretty okay, and looks like the exit of the cut's good. Same with the next one. Starts very, very early in the. So those two are alright. Moving on to the next clip. It's just me marking. I can probably take another Another half second out of that. Probably about there. I'll delete that. Just to speed things up a bit, lower my preview quality, I think. And cut out another half second. It's me gas bagging here. I don't want it too big, as I'm not going to be able to store it. It's only for sending smaller stuff. Hopefully I've got this going in the right way. So I can't see my waveforms for some odd reason. It's about there. I'm going to just up the volume. That's me speaking, and that hopefully means you don't hear the clap that too loud. Hopefully I've got this going in the right way. Yeah, that's good. Cut it about there. That's the same, but I'm going to speed that one up as we go. Power tools, video speed. And I'm only going to speed it up by 2. So that's taken another second out. I'm going to do the same to that clip as well. Okay, and I can probably cut that bit out there. We're already at. So I can speed these ones up as well. And that one. And that one, because that's just me screwing them in. And they're all at normal speed, so I'll speed those up. So now it's at 6 seconds, so I can actually speed that one up to something like 4. That'll make it like a single second. So if I just play that clip, done. And then that one, I would suggest to keep it consistent. We'll do the same for all 5 clips. And just screwing it in. I'm just using the toggle wheel again, screwing it in, and probably somewhere around about there. Nope. There. I'll just delete that. Yeah, actually, I'm thinking about it. I can probably go a bit more. We can probably go about there. And then, now I can actually speed that up. So already, we've saved 3/4 of a minute, and that's in the first 10 clips. And I could probably take some of these ones out as well. I may decide that I don't need all of these clips in there. So I'm obviously talking in this part. You don't actually have the correct jig or anything. You could easily just pre-drill and screw in from the outside. I mean, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. So that's me giving a little bit of advice, so we can keep that bit. But I could probably take out this last piece from the outside. I mean, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. I can probably take out this whole section there where I say it's not going to make any difference. So that's 460, which is what I thought it would be. Half of 460 is 230. Right. 230 is my halfway mark. And I'm just going to come up. As you can see, I've added a cutaway shot. From that, we can take out that pause. I can see I'm going to do a little bit of trick editing. There's a pause while I read the measurement. About 250. Right, since you can't see my hand moving, I can actually do a straight cut. I'll just toggle it over. we want about 250. So I can take out that 2. It's me pausing while I'm reading the ruler, so we want about 250. And seamless. So right. We want. Right, I can actually take that whole first half out. We want about 250. I've sped those up so they are pretty short, but what I can do is cut more out of them. Toggle that little bit. Right, start late, and it'll just speed the whole process up. So cut that out. You can probably finish about there actually. I can do the same to that clip here. Okay, I've now got the edit down to about 11 minutes, 11 and a half minutes, and now I'm just going through and really trying to cut out as much as I can. Now on this clip here, if you watch it, hitting the chimney support there, and I've got that much left to cut. So there's a bit of a pause here, and it's like half a second of a second pause. Now I want to make that sound more natural, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup the video from the audio, and now I'm just going to clip the audio. I'm just going to clip the start of it as well, but in this case I'm going to clip both audio and video. Take both of those out. Now I'm just going to move the audio over, and it should sound a little bit more natural, as if I know what I'm saying and not thinking on the spot. I'm hitting the chimney support. I can now trim that and take that one out. That's probably saved me a whole second. And I can do the same to this one as well. I'm hitting the chimney support, and I've got that much left to cut. Now here's where I say, so the word bugger comes to mind. I actually thought I'll take all that out because, hey, family show, but I say that quite often. Kiwi humour. I actually thought in my little brain that I had enough room, but obviously not for that cut. Okay, I've now got it down to like 9 minutes and 30 seconds, which I'm happy with. I may actually go through and edit a little bit more out of it later. But to get me my first draft, which is my first export, I now want to add in my music and my watermark. The first one I'm going to do is my watermark, and that's just my logo. It's a PNG with a transparent background, and I need to put in a new track. So I'm just going to add one track and one video track, and we've got one track there, and I'm just going to drop it in, and I'm going to extend it out a little bit just so I can see what I'm doing. Now all I use this watermark for is just to slow down any pirate copy of the video and being uploaded, freebooted up to pages like Facebook, and so people see my logo and say that's actually still my video. That's the only reason I have that on there. I'm just going to shrink it down, throw it into the corner, line it up to the start, and we're just going to go to the end of the and fades, and they will fade in and they will fade out. If I push play now,
let's go make something.
So you see it fades in there nicely at the beginning, and it will fade out just before we go to our end sequence. So the next thing I'm just going to do is drop some music in. Now this takes a little bit of playing around with, because sometimes I cut the music and sometimes I will just lower the volume of the music at certain points. The first one I've got to do is right there at the end. got to cut it. Some people don't like music in the videos, and other people do. I find that it adds a little bit of spice to the video. I also find that I can use it to hide some audio errors. There's the video. I'm just about ready for my first draft output. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And remember to click the notification bell icon. That way you'll be notified when I upload a new video. You can find us on most social media, including Google+, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. Please also consider supporting me on Patreon. See you next time.
Don't forget to go and make something.